Okay.
Alrighty, here we are. Hello everybody. Yes, it seems as though we are live. Uh, welcome. I have here today a guest, Henry, who I've met on the internet. I am going to be talking with him today. Henry, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure.
Anything
Hello.
about you at all?
Anything about me? What can I say? I don't know. Do you? I guess I met Squats. How did we meet? We just like bumped into each other via a random Discord server, and he seems like a pretty interesting guy. Got a lot of things going on. Likes to talk about various topics, and yeah. So here I am. What else can I say?
Uh, I don't know. Honestly. What do you think about the topic that we have laid out before us today? Anything about that? Do you find it interesting at all, or do you think that it's a pretty good topic, or it's a poo-poo one?
Oh no, I think it's a great topic. By the way, I don't know, is that link working? I don't know where we
Let's
are.
let's see. Looks like we have excellent connection here. If anybody wants to view,
Yeah, how do I?
you,
Mm,
I think you just paste it into your HTTP, whatever that bar is up there.
yeah, that's what I'm doing, but it doesn't come up with anything.
It doesn't, huh? Let me see if
Mm,
I can find. Hmm.
mm. Well, let me see if I can find it too.
Let me. You know what I can do? I can give you a link to my YouTube.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Hmm.
Let me
Open.
go
No.
try to find your old YouTube links. There we go.
I'll open up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Just open up my YouTube.
Oh, it does show you live. Yeah.
It does. Okay, good.
Hold on, let me send it to them.
Go for it. While you're doing that, let me explain. I have sent you a couple of links. I'm gonna put these links in the description just after we're done here, so other people can look at the articles that I sent you. Now, if anybody's
Okay.
seen me before, that's watching right now, y'all know that I like conspiracy theories. I love the occult, and it's just so much fun. I don't know why anyone would think that there's a conspiracy. Let me point out to you that somebody does think that there is a conspiracy afoot here. This woman, Abby Richards, she created a chart here with varying different levels. I've sent you this, Henry, and
Yeah.
you were laughing at some of these. What
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about the Soy Boys conspiracy theory, which we're going to be talking about today? What do you think about the level there? Do you think it's
Yeah, that's reality. I guess is that the reality denial tier? Is that what it's saying? Is that how this works? The soy boys, like, oh, it's a conspiracy that the general populace is becoming more feminized.
I think that's what they're
Like,
trying to say.
yeah, I think so too. Like, I don't know. It's definitely of course they always like do the thing where it's like, oh, it's just a conspiracy, man. Like, it's not really happening, even though they'll have like plenty of articles that we're going to talk about that prove otherwise, that are saying like, oh, this is actually probably a good thing that we're not having a toxic masculinity anymore or any of these such things.
uh, I don't know why it's leaving reality, but if you're ready to leave reality with me,
Oh yeah. Let me put on my tinfoil hat right quick.
there you go. Yeah. Accessorize in this soy boy uh, uh, tier that we're in. The first article I sent you, it's Time magazine. Now,
Yeah.
I can't say that I agree with Time a lot, so that's why I think it was a good
Yeah.
a good article.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty left leaning. I'd say I'm
Mm-hmm.
center. But I don't want to get too far into politics here, and we won't.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Um,
it's this article started out with my favorite president. He's one of my favorite presidents for a reason. He like started out like uh, making the first national parks, uh,
mhm.
and he saved nature. And I think that's pretty admirable. I think that's pretty masculine. Maybe we can come to some sort of agreement first, or a definition of masculinity before we begin.
Oh, okay. Sure. How would we define masculinity? Hmm. I always viewed like well in the article it mentions his speech that he gave in Chicago in 1899 called "The Strenuous Life," and I think that is a pretty good encapsulation of like what it means to be a man, and that is uh, the ability to overcome uh, like some stressors in life, like even with the cards that you're dealt with, like living, being masculine and being a man, I think is more than just like it's more than just like being a man itself. Like I think, yeah, sure, not to get I guess too political about it, but I think you definitely would need to be born more of a man. But it's also just about like overcoming, uh, you know, stressors in life, and I mean that in the sense of like, being able to better oneself. Like life is full of a lot of turmoil and some pretty harsh things in nature and in reality, and I think being masculine is being able to like look at that head on and overcome it.
Now, I think what I asked you is a really hard order to fill, like to actually like, be able to understand the concept of masculinity, because I've struggled with this topic myself. I think that it's really interesting because
Hmm.
masculinity is something that I think needs to be taught. I think first off,
Oh
um,
yeah.
I don't know if anyone's necessarily born with it. I could be wrong though. Um, Sean Connery could have come out the womb the way he is. I don't know. But
Hmm.
I think you're right. I think that it is overcoming obstacles and in a certain characteristic way that is man.
Hmm. Hmm.
Let's
Yeah, and
uh
responsibility too. It's like I think taking on responsibility is a huge um, part of it as well. Like not playing the victim card, like being able to accept responsibility for things. I think is a very masculine. That's a good uh, encapsulation of masculinity as well.
you're right. Now,
Hmm.
now the absence of masculinity is what we're talking about or what we're looking at in this article, right? Can you look at
Correct.
that? Can you look at that picture for me and point out any masculine traits that they might have? uh,
Oh, you mean the picture with the two guys?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Anything masculine going on in here?
Is there anything masculine? Yes. In I can I
Uh,
can I can point out one for you.
there's
I think
okay, okay. I'm curious. I wonder if it's the same one I'm thinking of right now.
maybe. I think that their expression of how they dress could be masculine. Like if they really truly do think that the way they're dressed is an expression of their inner self, I think that this could be masculine. I think it can be. I don't
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people would agree with it, but what do you think, sir?
I guess. I mean, okay, minus the man purse stuff. I think. I think the workman wear is fine, but that's the thing. It's like if we're not even when I'm talking about like masculinity, I'm not. It's just all that stuff is superficial. What I think
This
in this
is. I agree with
picture,
you.
I think what could be taken out of this on what can be seen as masculine in this is the guy in the background, right? He's putting his hand on the other guy's shoulder. It's like I think that it's kind of like a um it's like a brotherly love kind of deal. Like, whenever you're like with a close group of guy friends or whatever,
Ah,
like having like that kind of like camaraderie, I think is a masculine thing.
you know what? I see that too. I see that too.
Hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
China doesn't seem to agree with us. In this article, it mentions, and this is why I think this is a conspiracy topic here. Let me scroll down here to what they say. I want to read this off.
Okay.
Uh, there China seems to be of the opinion that these are sissy males, and that they're influenced by these guys. Let me say, quote, a top Chinese government think tank even believes that this star-induced feminization is part of a wider CIA operation to emasculate Asian men. End
Yeah.
quote.
Mm-hmm.
So we've left reality, according to Abby Richards. Do you notice anything different? So far as the internet and in real life, like, is there more masculine people? Or is there less masculine people, like this article is trying to imply?
Less masculine people in general, just
Or is
on
there a
Earth,
lack of? Do you think a lack of
I
masculinity?
think I think that, yeah, I would say that there has definitely been a decline from my opinion is that we've definitely witnessed a decline in masculine behavior and within our culture itself. We've become much more effeminate.
Yes, I do agree with you. And for support here, uh, check out these supporting chairs that will support that theory.
Okay, yeah, yeah. The man spreading chair.
Yes, someone made a man
Yeah.
spreading chair. Do you care to mansplain anything about this article right off the bat?
Mansplain. Well, I mean, if I'm to be totally frank, I think that this woman might have a bit of penis envy going on here.
What is up with that?
Um, what is up with that? It's just I see it just as a way of women like this, I think, want to just kind of knock down men a few pegs. It's just a common thing where the two sexes are at competition with one another, which I think is the wrong way to go about this. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're it's like it's a power dynamic, and it's a way, especially for this woman in particular, making a chair like this is it's a statement. There's clearly a statement that she's trying to make, and it's like, forcing a man to sit with his knees close together, and like forcing a woman to spread her legs. You know what I mean? And it's just, I quite frankly find this kind of like a bit repulsive, to be honest.
It is
Um,
repulsive. It's very demasculating. It's
oh, extremely, yeah. And it masculinizes women as well, which I think makes them less attractive. Coming like that is if they're trying to attract men, which probably isn't the case anyway. In fact, I think it's just a way of being able to, like you said, demasculate men. Like a dude sitting like that, like any man that is sat with like his knees like close together like that can instantly say like, oh yeah, this is definitely less.
yeah,
I feel less masculine because you're taking up space. Like, that's
it,
a I guess a masculine thing.
the dude looks so pathetic in that picture. He looks
Yeah,
so
yeah, he
pathetic.
does.
Um,
Even yeah,
there's
he's got
no.
his hands on his knees.
It looks like there should be contrast here, but I think what happens when people demasculate or let me say this. When there's demasculation going on, I don't think that there's a ruler that you can define femininity, because they're two equal parts, right? I don't know if I'm making sense here. There's two equal parts, right? There's masculine and then there's feminine. I think if you take away, one of those or the other one just, I think it flies off into obscurity. Like, there's no point even trying to define the other half. I don't think that there is, or it'd be really hard to. So this woman here, I agree with you that she's done something perverse. I think, well, never mind. That's my words. I think that she's done something really far out there. If she was trying to actually like what she stated in this article, if she's actually trying to fix a problem that men are being overly masculine, she shouldn't have had to have created another chair.
Yeah. Right.
This
just,
one would have done.
Yeah, and it's kind of ridiculous, honestly. I just think the whole thing is just it doesn't solve anything. It's just like take that, man. Like, you have to sit with your knees closed. Like, how do you like it? It's just ridiculous. It's like, this is how children act.
Yeah, it's kind of like an eye for an eye, sort of. It feels like.
Not even. I mean, because it's just like ridiculous. Honestly, it's just stuff like this is just the tip of the iceberg to a severe illness that I think has been permeating throughout our culture for the past 40, 50 odd years. And we're like this. This is just a very small example of this as well. The demasculinization of I was gonna say Western culture, but now just in this article alone with China, we're noticing the same thing over in the East. But the masculinization of women, like the idea that women are on equal footing as men, that they can do all the same things that men can do, which we've time and time again have proved that that's not the case in many ways. We're just built very differently, and I think people
we are, yeah.
We have entirely different brain chemistry. We have different skeletal systems, musculature, all these things, and it's all backed by science for all those like science nerds out there. It's yeah. I mean, it's just this is just like this cultural power dynamic that we're dealing with now. So yeah.
Now, going back to that article, the one about China, it mentioned in there that there are some movements, and I want to address them, because I don't only just want to like complain, like say, hey, there's a lack of masculinity. I want to come up with some solutions, right? So I want to ask you here in one sec, have you noticed these movements that they talk about in the article? They talk about let's see here. They talk about
the herbivore something or other.
That's right, the herbivores. They talk about the movement in China lying flat. I believe the herbivore men is in Japan.
Japan, yeah. I think that's what they said. Lying flat. So interesting. A recent movement of tamping in which young Chinese professionals have been renouncing the competition and hardship of modern life has only added to the worries about decadence.
Responsibility, like you said earlier, right? Like they're just shunning society as a whole. Is basically what the lying flat movement is in China. What it is basically it sounds kind of like Buddhist in nature. It sounds like kind of Zen, but what they're it's not like that though. The movement, if I could describe it, is like they're doing as little as possible, getting by just on the very smallest bits of money that they can get, and just being selfish and choosing to not contribute to society in any way, shape, or form. Lack of responsibility is what it is.
Oh, really? Okay. So they're just so this group, the Lying Flat group, they're just basically checking out of society altogether. And these are men. These are it says young Chinese professionals. So I don't know if that's specifically a man, like for men, but
So I think it's women can do it too, but if you look at the article too, it's saying that most of the women in China are in school, or they're vastly more
yeah.
represented as being in college than the males are. This
Yeah.
says uh,
What I think. Go ahead.
I should have highlighted it, and I should have done a better job at this to represent the statistics. But like I said, I'm gonna leave this in the description later.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I got out of I think the overarching theme behind what this article is trying to get at, or what I think it's really touching on, is that it's looking at China, and it's comparing it to 19th century America with the rise of with Teddy Roosevelt as president, and using his masculine, because it's often the case where Teddy Roosevelt is seen as the most masculine president in the U.S.
In my
with the
opinion,
Rough
heck
Riders.
yeah,
Yeah, with the Rough Riders, there's something to be said about that. He grew up quite sickly as a child, and he overcame all of those things and became president, a vocacious reader, like all of these things, a very well educated man. But the thing of it is that it's comparing the old U.S., which back then was, you could see as oh geez, what's the word? I don't want to say conquering, but imperialism, and spreading American borders and control, and it's using that comparison with China, in that China, because China's becoming, or has become, more effeminate over the years, and now Xi Jinping, the president of China, is making all these policy changes.
yeah, he's addressing it, right?
Yeah, to block any of these, like over effeminate men from media, social media, and taking a much more like authoritarian take on it, by blocking them. But they're using the U.S. as the comparison to that, because in Roosevelt's speech back then, he was addressing some of the same issues that the U.S. was encountering. And so I think that what they're trying to say here is that this imperialism is a result of an over effeminatization of masculine culture within the given nation. And it's saying that, because we're witnessing this imperialistic China today because they are just a bunch of weak pussies.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day, because I like to think a lot for fun. Yeah, I know, right? Not what I don't think a lot of people. Never mind. Anyways,
For fun.
Yeah, not for fun. I was thinking critically, like they told me to do in history class the other day, and
Yeah.
and I was thinking about it, like if you have like a one-child policy, and like in China, their culture is that they value like having a male, because they're communist, right? They don't really have like a very good support when they get older. So this is what I've read up, is that they would even kill the females because they're only allowed to have one child.
Right.
So they
So
have
they
like,
only wanted a man.
yeah, they wanted a man because he could support them. And I'm sorry, that's just the breaks. If that's political, if you don't agree with me that women can support a family or better than a man, oof, that's some dangerous territory. But
Yeah.
that's what they believe, right? So I was thinking, like, if you have just a whole bunch of like boys who are, you know, obsessed over and helicopter parented, which all your resources are going to, I would think that you would end up scarring that boy in life.
For sure. It's a like I said, it's a sickness, and it's a over emphasis on material gain, and that's not masculine. They think that like, oh well, this jacket, if I get these boots, if I get my hair cut a certain way, like that's what a man is, and that's skin deep, superficial stuff. I mean, it's like I said earlier at the beginning, it's about responsibility. It's about overcoming. These are the key attributes in what it means to have masculinity. I think it's not even about being they say like toxic masculinity, right? What is that? What I think that what they're implying with that is like narcissism, where you're only looking out for yourself, and I don't even think that's like masculinity, at least in my opinion, is about in group preference. We all know that.
Yeah, and outward expression.
Yeah. Oh yeah, outward expression for sure, and what you believe in, and things like that. But it's about taking charge of things, taking responsibility, and taking care of the group, like your tribe, right? That's what I think it means to be masculine, and leading your tribe to greener pastures.
So, I agree with you on that wholeheartedly. As if I haven't given you enough homework here with the articles that I showed you, I want to refer you to who is it? There's this man who is trying to address I guess society in a psychological way. I know that you're very much into psychology. It's why I was suggested to you. He has a book called King, Warrior, Magician, Lover, I believe.
Oh,
Have you heard of
interesting.
it?
Who's the author? Who's the author?
The author.
That sounds very familiar to what I read. His name is Angel Miller, but he had something similar to that.
The authors are Robert Moore and Douglas Gillette.
Oh, okay. All right.
These are archetypes essentially, and they're like archetypes for any person to master. You don't necessarily have to be a man to do this.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
there's feminine sides to this too.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. I think this is really good reading for anybody that wants to address masculinity or find it more in themselves. I myself want to be more masculine. I have a lot of feminine traits. I'm guilty of lying flat somewhat myself, especially since that whole health crisis. I took
Yes.
a lot of my masculinity took a back seat during that time, and I'm struggling to get it back. I can even say, dude, like, I cried like a little bitch not too long ago, and that part of me, like, I think it was necessary, to see that I was lacking, and that's why I've gone on this road to trying to find out if soy boy conspiracy theory is real.
Okay. Yeah.
If there's a lot of things just on top of masculinity's back, if we can shed these things, that'd be great.
Sure. On whether or not the soy boy conspiracy theory is a real thing or not, right? That's what we're
I'm gonna say
trying to prove here.
I'm gonna say it right now. I don't have to prove it to anybody. I don't want to prove it to anybody. I believe that there is a conspiracy afoot. Whether it's the CIA like China thinks, I don't know. But you
Yeah.
know, that
There's a lot to
article.
be said about that too, though. I mean, with the CIA and the rings of within a nation itself by promoting things that are actually quite harmful to, I think, a nation. I mean, uh, it's what could we call that? Like fourth dimension warfare,
Yeah,
undermining.
I
Yeah,
I
that's
could
exactly what that is.
I could see
Hmm.
that easily destabilizing a country if
Exactly.
no one wants to
If you don't,
contribute to society.
right. If you don't have a strong, masculine culture, I think you're going to notice a decline within the culture's health and well-being overall, the nation's health and well-being.
I'll go a little bit further and say I think that femininity is even damaged by not having
Oh, it
any
is. Oh, it is
masculine.
extremely. Yeah, if you have a lack of masculinity within your culture, you're going to notice like a lot of imbalances within the feminine aspects of it as well. So,
Yeah, what I think would occur, and this is me spitballing here, I think that you would have to have, women ditch their femininity and step up to the plate and show more masculine qualities. And then holy crap, I don't know where society would go from there. I haven't thought that far.
well, we're already there. We already are witnessing that what you're talking about right now. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing people getting. Uh, we see a decline in birth rates. We see a decline in marriage. We all know that like what is it like 50 or 60% of all marriages end up in like we see an increase in well, I mean, I would say like sexual perversions and all these kind of things. Like this is all just a deep sickness that we're suffering because I think a lack of healthy archetypes, like healthy things within the culture. And that one being a healthy masculine culture. If you don't have that, then the what we end up with is basically where we're at now. And men and women having to end up take up the reins because of the lack of masculinity, trying to become more like men in of themselves. We have terrible gender relations today, toxic relationships.
We have
Just,
women inventing products now. Oh boy, we should not leave that to the women. Don't. Why are you gonna reinvent the chair, ladies? Don't do that.
we had it all figured out. But
uh,
no, really, I mean and it's not even saying that like I'm not even saying that like women can't that they need to be in the kitchen and they can't like they can't like contribute to society, even though like that is being a mother is probably one of the most important things I think a woman can do. Because they're the only ones that can do it. A
yeah,
man can't do that.
I think that's true.
But yeah, I mean,
Amen, brother.
it's right. So there's always going to be outliers too. There are going to be women out there that are extremely intelligent, who are innovative, and all these can do a lot of great things. I think that can invent things, but that is an outlier among women as well. Like if I don't know. I'm not going to go on a tangent here.
You're good. You're
Um,
good.
mhm.
I wanna
Yeah.
give you some contrast here, to what we're talking about. I would pull it up, but I have a copyright strike on my channel right now.
Mhm.
I would refer to you guys look up my two moms army ad. I don't know if you've
God.
seen this.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's outlandish. I'm gonna get a
Yeah.
lot of flack if there's any ladies here. But basically, it's like this woman empowerment, like to get into the army. And like I said, I think women are gonna have to step up if there's a lack of masculinity. They're gonna have to, I think, put their femininity aside to keep the country going, or I don't know, whatever society it
And
is
that
we have left.
that's all. I mean, it's all superficial. But that's the thing. When I
It
when
is.
I see when I see these like some headline talking about how now women can part of like the Rangers or something like that. Um, light
Oh,
infantry unit in the army, right?
I wouldn't want to see
Um,
a woman as a Navy SEAL. I think that would be
right.
horrible.
So yeah, but the thing of it is that they end up like uh, this goes way back, but they made the argument, well, if a woman can do all the same, if she can, as long as she meets the same standards as men can, then I guess she can, be in there. And even then, like they couldn't. Like they ended up having to create a whole separate set of standards just because the women couldn't pass the same ones as men because they don't have the same like biology. They don't have the same musculature. All these things like this is just and it's just all superficial is what I'm saying, and it's ridiculous. They want all the privileges, but none of that responsibility at the end of the day. Like they want that. They're like, we shouldn't be responsible for any of these hardships because it's all because of the patriarchy or something.
Now we should be careful here in generalizing. I do think that there are people, yes, that do want all of the icing off of the cake. They want the best parts, and they don't want to
Hmm.
contribute. Now,
They want to have the cake and eat it too.
exactly. And I don't think that that's a gendered thing. I think that that's a human thing. Because if you look at, the herbivores and the lying flat men, that's basically what they're doing too. Is they're taking
That's
all the
true.
icing off the cake.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think what we need is more responsibility, and I think that'll set women on a right path as well,
Hmm.
as men. Or let me say this: it will set boys and girls on the right path to developing their characteristics as human as possible.
Right.
we're gonna
Yeah. No. Totally.
we're gonna have errors along the way. Like that's great, but I think addressing it and at least just talking about it like we're doing right now, and
Hmm.
trying to get people to comment please, comment people. I've struggled getting people to comment, but that's why I'm saying that so loud. But I want to get people talking about masculinity and the conspiracy that is afoot here with it, because I do think that more people are trying to hold down masculinity than help it along. And the only way to switch that is to get people to embrace masculinity, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Encourage other young men to embrace those masculine traits. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Pick up a football.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess just to hammer away at this as well, like proving my point that this isn't a conspiracy theory. For instance, look at the Boy Scouts, right? What happened to
Hmm.
them? They ended up getting rid of the whole boy thing, and we now have Girl Scouts, and we also have Scouts, which is
Huh.
multi you can be a man or a woman or whatever and join the what was the Boy Scouts, right? Um,
I heard
Another
about
thing,
that.
yeah. The other thing, I would say, even in our schoolings today, they're teaching kids all kinds of stuff now. To be honest, I mean,
They are, yeah.
I want to.
They mentioned that in the article too. That China is trying to get more male teachers in there, and that's something that we frown upon here in the United States for some reason. I
Yeah,
guess we think that they're gonna touch our kids or something. Is like the underlying, like, to lift the veil and say why, But
yeah. I don't understand why that is.
we should be
Like
more.
why?
We should be more thinking that's gonna happen with the. I'm getting political now. Never mind. The left party, the far left party. Let me say that.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Well,
I
for sure.
I
I mean,
shouldn't have said that. Honestly.
yeah, you're fine. um, yeah.
Um. I think we should. I think the schools should have men there, men teachers.
But yeah, I want to say, it is difficult to talk about these kinds of things, almost anything these days because everything has been politicized. Like, um, because I mean this is a huge like there's an underlying metaphysics, right, that's being challenged, and that's changed over the course of the past like 60, 70 odd years. And because of this underlying, structural change, we're now witnessing, all these uh, changes within various subcultures, and the lack of masculinity is just one of them.
Well,
Not getting off on. I'm
it
going
is
off on
hard.
tangents here.
I
So.
think I think anybody that tries to talk about this, they will see that people have differing views, and they
Yeah.
probably will argue. But I think that that's gonna be necessary. Honestly, uh, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I have family members myself who disagree with my parenting. They think that I'm negligent when I'm trying to. For example, they think I'm negligent when I'm trying to foster a sense of independence in my son. Like,
Really.
yeah, they disagree with me saying that my son at the tender age of 7 should go to the bathroom by himself. Like, I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
At 7.
I catch flack, dude. Yeah, you'd be surprised. I catch a lot of flack. Like, I'll go out to eat with them, and they're like, "Where is he? You don't know where he is." I'm like, "I know exactly where he is. He's going to the bathroom." Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to helicopter, because then he loses all sense of responsibility or.
Yeah. Exactly. No, that's true. They need to, you know, within reason, of course. But I mean,
Yeah.
having him at seven go to the bathroom by himself is like, I mean, maybe if it was in a sketchy area, like you just want to, it's more about just like his safety, less like you trust that he knows how to go all by himself and all
We're at
that
the
stuff.
chicken wing bar. And this place is on the good side
Right.
of town too.
There you go.
So there's
Fine.
no ruffians gonna hit him with chicken wings on the way to the bathroom.
Right.
You know. But it's,
Exactly.
man, I cannot get away from arguing with some people, man. I gotta tell him too, like, he needs this. Don't take it away from him.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No, for sure. Yeah, fostering a sense of independence is good. You know, being able to, be comfortable and figure stuff out on your quality to have, to think for yourself, rather than having people constantly guide you and tell you.
That's super important.
Yeah, extremely. People are so unsure of themselves. They lack any sort of, having that responsibility. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, growing a
What-
spine starts with growing. Letting someone grow.
Yeah, by giving a sense of autonomy to your child is teaching them about responsibility, right? From their own actions. Like he's got to figure out a sense of, where's the bathroom? Like, where do I go?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if I don't know, then I guess I could just ask the person, where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
That like cultivating that from an early age, I think, is important.
Yeah, I'm not cold-hearted either. He still likes to hold my hand. I just try not to
Yeah.
do that all the time too. But
Right.
I love
Try
it.
not to baby him too much.
Yeah, I love him to death. Oh, I want to hold his hand. I know I can't do it all the time though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So I think I want to leave it there. I think we've talked about this a good deal. I don't
Yeah.
know if we can do anything else besides be masculine right now and say we did it, dude.
Yeah, yeah, and this is a very big topic, honestly, and this only skims the surface, like I said, to something I think is much larger afoot. So, but it's good to address these things and try to find out like what's really going on here. Why is it that this is the way things are now? Like, who benefits is what you need to ask today.
Exactly. I think Abby Richards. I think we've proved your soy boy dangerous to yourself and others. Level of placing it on that chart. You need to take that off there, Abby.
Yes, Abby. What are you thinking?
We'll let you have 5G is toxic. We'll let you have that, okay? Just take Soy Boys off the chart.
Yeah, I think we've made some pretty good arguments for why this isn't a conspiracy theory.
So I've had a lot of fun, Henry. Thanks for coming on. You're more than welcome to be on here again. Just let me know.
Yeah, I would love to.
Thanks for sending the link out too. I really appreciate that. I don't think I've done that, and hopefully we have some viewers. But
yeah, I hope so.
Thanks for talking to me, Henry. I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's day.